The brand new Bridgerton sequel showcasing the steamy romance between Queen Charlotte and King George is wreaking havoc on global entertainment websites, and for all the right reasons. You'd be thrilled to find out that the behind-the-scenes snippets are just as exciting as the real scenes. Here's a brief look into Queen Charlotte's making, costume design, wardrobe malfunctions, and the actors' thoughts on the intimate scenes. Queen Charlotte wouldn't have been that eye-catching had the wardrobes not have hit the mark. The viewers were captivated from the very first scene, owing to the gorgeous set design and stunning costumes. The outfits weren't just forged out of thin air. The costume designer paid special visits to museums showcasing Great Britain's history to bring the true essence of the 18th century into the show. From the intricately embroidered hems to the undergarments, everything was an exact replica of the stuff royals primarily wore centuries ago. The actresses and even the handmaids had to work 12 hours wearing dozens of corsets underneath their silk gowns to portray the appropriate silhouettes. Since the shooting season was a bit hot, the cast had to opt for unconventional methods of getting some air under those 10-pound dresses. India Armfelio, playing the role of young Queen Charlotte, revealed how she used to have ice packs underneath her close to $1 million corsets to cool off in between shooting breaks. Apart from that, all the actresses had two handy women with electric fans with them at all times. Here's something that's about to make your jaw drop. The gowns weren't only fit for sitting, but actresses had a pretty hard time eating meals too, as none of the corsets were built for supporting a full stomach. Golda Rocheville, the actress starring as the older version of Queen Charlotte, definitely had the worst deal of the bunch. She had to get her wig swapped for heavier ones mid-scene, making the whole ordeal a bit more painstakingly unbearable every day. Since her complex hairstyles could not be pulled off more effortlessly on set, she had to sit through her hair and makeup sessions for 2 hours in a parlor far away from the set location. She was transported to set sitting on the floor of the van because the wigs just didn't fit in. Now that's some dedication to one's work right there. Coming on to the younger Queen Charlotte, India revealed how despite the discomfort, she had the best time filming some of her favorite scenes on set. Remember the scene where King George and Queen Charlotte exchange rings and get married? India adores that scene and even had chills while filming it. Breaking off the previous Bridgerton tradition of masking romantic scenes, this series was filled to the brink with romantic scenes that had the audience swooning over their seats. The steamy romance had us all guessing that India and Corey were actually dating in real life. To our disappointment, the rumors were denied right after the show's airing when Corey revealed that he was in a heavily and healthy relationship with his girlfriend and he considers India as nothing more than a very reliable friend. When being inquired about the intimate scenes, the pair said that the experience was not only nerve-wracking but also anxiety-inducing, considering that you have to let the softer and more vulnerable side show while hundreds of people are watching behind cameras is a bit challenging. That wasn't the only challenging bit the main cast had to face to get this show on the screens. Corey, playing King George's character, had to do a lot of research on undiagnosed mental illnesses just so he can portray the true essence of King George in the show. He said that if you're not giving your 100%, there's a very high chance that you end up offending the honor of the character, which is something that is quite shameful, especially when millions of people suffer from the exact same symptoms every year. Kudos to him for pulling off the character off so well. Since the entire cast was relatively new to the world of television, the crew had to make significant efforts to get them all acquainted with how things went down in the hood. Luckily for them, that each and every member was willing to learn and work their way through major challenges. India revealed how she had a lot of fun visiting the places where Charlotte and George spent most of their time alone. In doing so, the cast found great friends amongst themselves, and the wholesome moments in interviews are to die for. What about the older cast? Well, the elder Queen Charlotte and Lady Donberry were quite accustomed to the traditions as it is their third season with the Bridgerton franchise. While Golda didn't exchange her experience notes with India because the crew wanted to have India's individualism to shine through, Sam and Hugh worked together to deliver the best acting performances of both their generations. All in all, the entire cast melted into a sort of an amalgamation to give us the gift that is Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story. That's it for now. Don't forget to click the link popping up on your screen right now.